Hey everyone, my name is Joy Grunbacher, and I'm going to do a brief overview of the ecotoxicity LCIA section or category, I guess. A little bit about ecotoxicity is that in general, it is the study of toxic effects caused by natural or man-made substances on biota. So essentially by researching ecotoxicity and the effects of these potentially hazardous or harmful substances on biota. Ecotoxicity provides more insight into the ecosystem health that cannot necessarily be determined from the measurement of chemicals in the environment alone, and provides a more broad picture, as these aquatic organisms are often a little bit more sensitive to the products that we are putting into the environment, as it's kind of like their air, especially in aquatic ecosystems where a lot of chemicals and products end up. Some major industry and activity contributors are mainly sourced from agriculture, so a lot of pesticides and herbicides or fungicides are washed away from fertilizers and things like that. The fossil fuel industry, this is especially significant when there is like an oil spill or anything like that. The pharmaceutical industry, if these chemicals aren't disposed of correctly, as well as plastic production. We all know about microplastics and stuff like that. So as long as we are sustainably sourcing and creating plastic, that is all fine and good, but sometimes it'll still end up in our waterways and environment and end up potentially bioaccumulating. So the general units for ecotoxicity are CTU eco per kilograms, and that's what's found in Tracy. CTU stands for comparative toxicity unit. So essentially that this is an estimate of the potentially affected fraction of a species integrated over time and volume divided by unit of mass of an emitted chemical. So this can be applied to pretty much any scenario of ecotoxicity you have, whether that be in freshwater or the ocean, streams, rivers, anything that falls under that umbrella. As I mentioned on the previous slide, there are certain activities that provide the majority of the contribution of ecotoxicity. Agriculture mostly contributes, again, pesticides and fungicides, as seen on this list. Fossil fuels often provide for crude oil and heavy metals that end up in waterways and things like that. And the pharmaceutical industry is a strong contributor of phosphates. Finally, plastic production contributes a lot of BPA as well as phthalates. And these all accumulate in the different aquatic organisms in different ways, but they are all harmful in one way or another. So ecotoxicity is a good measurement of understanding the impacts of a chemical or product on an environment, as I mentioned before.